What makes a good scan?
What is a selection?
What are layers?
What is resolution?
What is a JPEG?
What is TIFF?
What is RGB?
How do I crop a picture?
What is a zoom tool?
What is a cone stamp?
What are levels?
My name is Eric Basir, and I have produced this unique photo restoration and retouching foundations video course to answer all these questions and more. In my classes and workshops, I have taught hundreds how to preserve and restore their personal photographic collections with Adobe Photoshop and Adobe Photoshop Elements. Now you can have me as your personal instructor in this 10-lesson course. After studying the videos and easy-to-read workbook, you'll finish with a firm foundation of how to use Adobe Photoshop or any other photo editing program confidently and correctly.
Good morning and welcome to another excellent episode of Ask the Retoucher Photoshop Q&A. Anything you want to know regarding working on images within Photoshop, this is a live show just for you. If you are a student of mine, an owner of our fine video course, and you have questions, this is a perfect time to ask, because the questions that you have, the problems that you're dealing with, I'm pretty sure that there's about 100,000 other people that might have the same question or the same problem. This week's episode is going to be, how can I say, might be a little familiar to those that watched the previous one, but the previous one was not properly done because, well, frankly, you couldn't hear anything. Had my speaker input settings set incorrectly, and pretty much it sounded like see what I mean? So that was definitely not workable. So we have a chat room. If you're watching this live, we've got a chat room. You can interact right now, and I'm typing the first one. We are on the air. Please send your questions. So we have Skype. We have PGXU Live. That's the Skype username, the Skype address, the Skype number that you use, that you can call in and be live, or you can do a chat. There's a chat function as well. As long as we're live on the air, we'll interact together and have quite an interesting show. So as we know, at the time of this broadcast, there's yet another Adobe Photoshop version known as CS5 or Creative Suite 5. It's, I don't know, it's like version 14 or something, but a couple of years ago Adobe decided to package them all together because they had an Adobe Illustrator, Adobe InDesign, a bunch of other programs, and it seemed to make things for them marketing easier. Still confusing to me, but whatever, we're just an end user, don't have much input on that. Now, the thing about Photoshop is it costs a lot of money, and I never ever recommend getting a quote-unquote free download, because these are stolen, cracked serial numbers, that kind of thing. I suppose if you had to do it, you need to buy the real thing after you deal with whatever emergency you might be experiencing. But the cost of the software tends to go up as more people steal it. the value goes up in that sense. So the people who are legitimately paying for it got to pay a lot of money, more money. Also, if the money part is an issue, there is, of course, Adobe Photoshop Elements, and this is an excellent program. We'll get you right here to the Photographics Do-It-Yourself store, and I have a bunch of links to help you find some comparisons for the different prices. So you have Adobe Photoshop Elements here, so you can just click this link in here to do comparison shopping. Some are used, some are new. And looking right here on the screen, Adobe Photoshop Elements 8 is running for no more than $70. And of course you can go to adobe.com and download it. And of course when you go to the full version, that's where the prices go up. You're talking $670, $660 for the latest. If you already have it and you want to upgrade, you're looking at about $180, $190. So when I got my upgrade, I paid that the upgrade price, and for someone like myself, it's worth it because we use it all the time. But for the average user, if you can find an older version, just go there and type in an older number. So one thing that I always like to do is to read mail. And I've got some mail here from a seeker on the path of photo retouching, good digital photo imaging. And he writes to me, this is through allexperts.com, where I volunteer Photoshop or photo editing Q&A time, so I get questions from time to time, and it's a free service. He asks, on a hiking trip, a camera SD card was damaged and began giving card error messages. When I got home, I plugged it into my computer, and Windows insisted that it needed to be formatted. That's never good news. I first used a free file recovery program to get a few pictures off, but most were too damaged.